Welcome. So we are learning the data processing techniques. So initially we started with the first step in data processing is data cleaning, then data reduction. In that we saw the three different categories that is dimensionality reduction, then you have numerosity reduction, then you have data compression techniques. In that you have seen different algorithms. So the next is data transformation to normalization. So we'll see three techniques here: min max normalization, Z-score normalization, and decimal scaling. They are very simple concept. Let's try to understand. So what is normalization? Why should we normalize? Normalization transforms numeric data into consistent range to remove scale bias. See, take a simple example. For example, the GATE computer science is conducted into 2 or 3 shifts, right? So in one shift, so let us take only 2 shifts, morning shift and afternoon shift. Say that the morning shift paper may come easy and the afternoon paper it was difficult. Now say that the morning shift the highest score is 100. In the afternoon shift the highest score is say 80. Now if you give the final result of the entire GATE computer science based on the direct marks, then it is the shift 1 is biased. That means what? Because the paper was easy, score is high. There are many people above 80, okay, in shift 1. So there are no people above 80 in shift 2. So that makes biasing. So that means what? Some values may influence the final result. So in that case, what they do, even in GATE also, they normalize your score. So based on the number of questions attempted by the students in different shifts, they are going to create a normalized score. So based on that only final result will be given. So similarly here, so when you are doing data mining or some algorithms you are running, decision making, so some of the values should not dominate the result or should not be biased. That is the concept. So for that we do normalization. So for data pre-processing, three techniques we use. One is min max normalization, Z-score, and then decimal scaling. So the concepts are very simple. Let us see with a formula and example. The linear scaling. What is min max normalization? It's just linear scaling. What you do is maps the original attribute values. Say v is the original value to new range. Okay, so I want to, the original value has a different range. Okay, say 1 to 1000, but I want to scale them to say 1 to 10 or 0 to 1. So that is the new target range. So the new range is say new minimum and then new maximum value will be given. So whatever data points I have to fix in this range. That is what is the normalization here. So how will you do? That's a straightforward formula. So new value v dash is equal to v minus minimum of a divided by the difference maximum of a minus minimum of a initially into new maximum of a minus new minimum of a plus new minimum of a. Okay, so this will give me the new v dash value. Now the most general case is 0 1 case, that is I want this to be in 0 1 only. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll shift new minimum equal to 0 and new maximum equal to 0. So if I put that, what will happen? So here this will become 1 minus 0 plus 0. So this part only will remain, that is v minus minimum a divided by maximum of a minus minimum of a. So what this the formula is doing, actually reducing it to the new range. That's it. So maintains the original data relations and proportions, that is maintained. Even if you reduce the or normalize the values, the proportions will be still maintained, but it suffers from this problem of outliers. There is highly sensitive. It is highly sensitive. Extreme value will squish the rest of the data. So extreme value will dominate. That means outliers will dominate the rest of the values. We'll see with the example. Okay. Then boundaries. New data outside original min max will exceed the target score. So for example, if I already calculated the minimal and maximum new values, the target, and if I add a new data point, that it may exceed the original values. Okay. So for example, let us say this is the attributes given initially. Normalize the data using min max normalization to the range 0 to 1. So what is new v dash is equal to v minus minimum of that given value given set here divided by max minus min, because it is 0 to 1, so I will not multiply all these things. So now you take V, then create a table. There is a calculation to do, then just write the V dash value. So what is the maximum in the given? Maximum is 60. Then minimum is 20. So max minus min will give me 40. So V initially first one is 20. So 20 minus minimum is 20 divided by 40. This will give me 0. Okay. Then 30. 30 minus 20 divided by 40. 10 by 40, 0.25. Then 40. 40 minus 20 divided by 40. So it is 0.5. 50. 50 minus 20 divided by 40. So this will give you 0.75. Then last is 60. 60 minus 20 by 40 will be 1. If you observe here, the first value I have made it and normalized to 0. The last value will become the maximum value, 1. So the range now is between 0 to 1. Okay. They are given again the same attributes, values. Now, and then minimum value is 20, already know. Maximum value is 60. Normalize the data to the range 1 to 10 with min max normalization. So here I have to use that entire formula, this, because the new target range is 1 to 10. So reducing from 20 to 60 to 1 to 10. So V dash is equal to V minus minimum divided by maximum minus minimum into new maximum minus new minimum. So new max minus new min plus new min. Okay. So new minimum is minus. So what is the values here? So I will write minimum is 20, maximum is 60, then new minimum is, they are saying 1 in this range. New maximum is 10. So again you put the table. So V, here you do the calculations and then your V dash value. So initial V is 20. So I'll do 20 minus minimum is 20 only divided by 40 into plus this is new max minus new mean. New max minus new mean is 9. 9 plus new mean is 1. Okay. So this becomes 0 plus 1 is 1. So this is the V dash value. So it starts with 1. So last value will be 10. Okay, that is how it works. 30 minus 20 divided by 40 into 9 plus 1. So 10 by, it will be 2.25. Then 40 minus 20 divided by 40 into 9 plus 1. 20 by 40, 1 by 2, 4.5. This will be 5.10. 50 minus 20 divided by 40 into 9 plus 1. I'll get it as 7.75. And the last one, 60, you can directly write. It will become 10 definitely. Because that is the maximum value. 50, 60 minus 20 divided by 40 into 9 plus 40 is 1. 1 into 9 plus 1 is 10. So that is the answer. Next, you'll see the effect of the outlier. See here, the range is between 20, 25, 30, 35, but 200 is just very far away from the region. Okay? It is away from 20 to 35. It's the outlier. So now we'll see the effect on this. The minimum is 20, maximum is 200. If we normalize it, okay, just between 0 to 1, okay, let us say 0 to 1. So we'll calculate V dash as V minus mean divided by max minus mean. This is V minus 20 divided by 180. That's what we're doing here. So initially 0, the last value will become 1. Now if you see these three values are clustered together, 0, 0 0.028, 0 0.56, 0 0.83. Suddenly 1. Okay. So it is like almost 3D and then it is like this. So values 2025 are all compressed into 0 to 0 0.083, but due to outlier 200. So this is the major weakness of min-max normalization. Next is Z-score normalization, is also called as standardization. It is also used in, for example, your PCA. Before you start the calculating the covariance matrix, you already also standardize them. So it is simple. I will calculate the new value. New value, normalized value is V minus mean of samples divided by standard deviation. Okay, if they give sample, you use standard deviation of sample. If they give the population data itself, you have to calculate the standard deviation of the population. Okay, so usually sigma represents the standard deviation of the population. Okay, S indicates standard deviation of the sample. So output is not bounded. Values can go negative or exceed 1. Robust to outliers compared to min max. Preferred when distribution is approximately normal. So the data set, whatever given sample or the population is following the normal distribution. Because the Z scores are calculated as 0 mean and standard deviation as 1. Okay. So that is the values result attributes has mean 0 and standard deviation 1. Whatever normalization value will get, will have a mean 0 and standard deviation as 1. This is actually the Z score. So A bar indicates the mean. Okay, SA indicates the standard deviation of the sample. So formula already you know, summation of square root of summation of I to 1 to n xi minus x bar square divided by n minus 1. Okay, if it is your sample, always you subtract it to or 1 because of the degrees of freedom concept. So let us see the example. It's more of the calculation. Okay. So how will you find the normalization of these values? So first take the average of this. Average of this we will get it as 70. Then calculate the standard deviation. Okay. We'll get it as 14.14. The next is nothing but you have to just apply V minus A bar divided by your standard deviation. The sample. That's it. So you'll get the values. Each will have 0 mean and 1 as the standard deviation. For example, we have already given here standard deviation and mean. So they are asking normalized V equal to 80 kg. So how will you calculate? V dash is equal to V minus A bar divided by sigma A. So this is 80 minus A bar is 35 divided by 10. So this is 1.5. V dash is equal to here V is what? 45 minus mean is 65 divided by 10. You get negative values also. So minus 2. What the original value maps to V dash equal to 0.5. So V dash equal to 0.5 equal to V minus 65 divided by 10. This implies V is equal to 70. This was the original value. Just recalculation. The value of V dash equal to minus 2 means what? Minus 2 means what? So this is actually the normal distribution. Okay? Normal distribution, continuous distribution. So we are saying mean, this is the center equal to 0 and standard deviation is 1 for the normal variable. So when I say I am getting minus 2, that means what? This side it is minus sigma, this side it is plus sigma, standard deviation. So the point is somewhere here, minus 2. So that is the meaning of this. The next one is simple decimal scaling, although it is not used in data mining and machine learning, but still there is a concept. Normalize by moving decimal points of the attribute value, just dividing it by 10 power, that's it. So V dash is equal to V divided by 10 power j. You have to find this j. How will you find? J is the smallest integer such that maximum of absolute value, okay, negative values are not taken here. Absolute value of V dash should be less than 1. Okay, so if you are given a set, you take the biggest number, maximum of that number. That should, if I divide this by 10 power j, I should get it less than 1. That's what we are trying to do. So we are trying to bound it again by between 0 and 1 only. That is the meaning. So range of the result depends on actual data values, less commonly used in modern data mining pipelines. So for example, say 350, 800, 1200, 4750, 9600. Maximum of E is what? Absolute value. Even if there are negative values here, it will take maximum of absolute 9600. This is the 9600, right? V. This is the maximum value, absolute value. So that means what? To convert this to less than 1, I should divide it by what? 10 power 5. Right? Because I need 10 power 4. So 10,000. So j is equal to 4. So if I divide it by 10,000, because the next decimal in terms of 10 powers is greater than 9,600 is 10,000 only. So that's how you calculate j. Very simple. And then divide it that by 10 power j. That is what you will get the final normalized values. So what is that you are doing? You are just dividing by scaling, means what? You are reducing the scale. That's it here. You are dividing this by 10 power some j. So this v, you calculate the maximum for every v you are dividing, but how you get that j? By taking the maximum of the values given to get the j value. So now we'll see the comparison. This is very important. So property and min max, z score and decimal scaling, how they work. What is the output range for min max? So whatever target value you give, minimum value, new maximum value. Z score is normal distribution. It goes from minus infinity to plus infinity. Decimal scaling, because you are dividing by 10 powers and scaling it to 0 to 1 approximately. What it requires? Minimum value and maximum values. Here I read mean and standard deviation. That is what I have to calculate. Here I need maximum value. Okay, maximum value. From that only I am deciding the denominator 10 power j. Outlier effect. So min max has high impact. We'll get a high impact by outliers. You have seen the example. That score, it is moderate, as well as decimal scaling, it is moderate. Whether this min max will preserve 0? No. Because new min, new max may change, right? Why? The absolute 0 is not possible. Here also in Z score, no, 0 is not, may not be preserved. Decimal scaling, 0 is preserved because it is bound between 0 and 1. Bounded up to, yes, it is bound between new min and new max. Z score, no, minus infinity to plus infinity. I cannot bound the output. Decimal scaling, yes, between 0 and 1. When to use? Known boundary ranges, both min and max, the range is known. When you know that data is normally distributed, you can use Z score. Decimal scaling is usually used when the integer values are big, very large integer values. So you just scale down them to small values. That is about the normalization. So thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe and share.